should have got a drink. I should have got a drink. I think I got a water. Oh yeah, it's over there. Well, I'm gonna probably get thirsty with all this reading. We'll see. So, um, I didn't expect to do this way, but this will be a deep review of the JPS Hebrew English Tanakh Student Edition. I never reviewed. Have I ever reviewed this? I don't think so. No, I didn't. But I did do a comparison of the Hebrew English Tanakhs before, but never just solo or individually reviewed this book. So it's not. Oh, I gotta connect one thing. Hold on. I forgot to plug up that thing. I took it out to do a video, and I forgot to put it back. Oh man. I normally just leave it like it is, but I forgot. Gotcha. Oh boy. That's like almost the same camera angle, but not the same. So now I gotta move it over. All right. Let's see. What was I talking about? I got socks on the table, but I never reviewed the book individually, but I did do a comparison of these three Hebrew. It was either 3 or 4 Hebrew English Bibles or Tanakhs, and that was it. But that video is gone now from my YouTube channel, so I can't do this review like I normally would because it doesn't have the New Testament. So the JPS Hebrew English Tanakh only has the Old Testament, just the 39 books of the Old Testament. So you don't get the 27 books of the New Testament. You don't get the Apocrypha. I don't know if any Tanakhs have the Apocrypha, I've never seen any. Tanakh means, well, it just includes the writings, the Torah, and the prophets. That's it. That's all you're gonna get. So I'm gonna go to the familiar places, and then I'm gonna read up on the publishers and all that info like I will normally do. So let's go to Judges. We'll go to Judges 18, and we'll read from the main verses 30. And since I actually got the Hebrew here, I can show you instead of just reading it, because a lot of times I just read it. But show you too. I might just grab that camera. just just hold it up like that. But that might be easier. But let's see. So in Judges 18:30. Where we at now? Where we at? It starts right here. It says the Danites set up the sculpture. I'm still laughing at myself and how ghetto this is so far. But it says the Danites set up the sculpture image for themselves, and Jonathan, son of Gershom, son of Manasseh, and it has a D next to it. We'll check that out. And his descendants served as priests to the Danite tribe until the land went into exile. And I'm gonna show y'all the Hebrew and everything. By the way, you got Hebrew on one side and English on the other, and it's like that throughout the entire book. So, excuse me, just so you get an idea what it looks like. Okay, so we're gonna focus on, I think, this side. So that's kind of what it looks like: Hebrew on one side, English on the other. Now I'm gonna put my hand where we have the matter of fact, let me read that D real quick before I show you that. So D, it says Hebrew. It shows the 4-letter word for Manasseh and Moses. It would be Moses if it didn't have the noon. The noon is the equivalent for an N in English. So if it didn't have the N suspended above the line. I'll show you that. So it says, with the noon suspended, indicating an earlier reading, Moses, and it gives me a cross reference to Exodus 2:22. But this is what it looks like. This is the only place in the Masoretic text that this happens. I've never seen it anywhere else. I've never seen it in the Dead Sea Scrolls. This is it. This is it. So I'm gonna put my finger right on it so y'all can see it. Like real right. Can I do it this way? Yeah, I'll do it that way. Let's see if we can get closer. Closer. Get closer. I think that's probably good. I hope y'all can see that good. But you can see the noon suspended above the line. I hope y'all can see that pretty good. But if not, I'm gonna just have to grab that camera, you know. But yeah, that's the only time that happens, and there's not a lot of videos on that topic so far. Last time I checked, there was nothing. There's not a lot of information on it except commentaries on it, and you can read up on a number of commentaries, and the commentaries will say stuff like this. They say that the Masoretes put the noon above the line to hide the fact that Moses had an idolatrous grandson named Jonathan. I mean, but it's a controversy behind that. But yeah, so that's that. I always go there to see what the English looks like there. Did they translate it as Moses or Manasseh? And depending on what Bible you have or translation, it might say Manasseh or Moses in that spot for Judges 18:30. But my opinion, it should be Moses. So that's why I always go there. Now we got 1 Kings 15, 1 through 10, but I'm gonna just read 1 through 2 and then 8 through 10. So let's see. Man, I really feel like grabbing that camera right now. I'm so used to holding the camera and and reading it. But so it says, in the 18th year, this is verse 1 through 2. In the 18th year of King Jeroboam, son of Nebat, Abijam became king over Judah. He reigned 3 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Maacah, daughter of Abishalom. And they have an A next to that. I want to see what that say. It says, oh wait, is it AA or A? Because they have like an AA down there too. It must be AA, which I've never seen before. Well, this is what it showed me though. It says 2 Chronicles 13:2 reads, Micaiah, daughter of Uriel of Gibeah. Cross reference verse 10 below, where Micah, daughter of Abishalom, appears as mother of Asa. Okay. Well, then we come down to verse 8 through 10. It says, Abijam slept with his fathers. He was buried in the city of David, and his son Asa succeeded him as king. In the 20th year of King Jeroboam of Israel, Asa became king over Judah. He reigned 41 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Maacah, daughter of Abishalom. Now, a lot of people might not have been able to catch it, but the phrase Maacah, daughter of Abishalom, I don't think they translated it right either, which they should have. How did they? Yeah, they didn't. It's supposed to be grandmother, but they have his mother's name. So Asa and Abijam, according to this, had the same mom, but they should have translated it grandmother for verse 10, but they didn't. But in Hebrew, though, for that word, it's the same word for grandmother and mother, which is interesting. But in this book, though, you'll actually be able to see it on your right along with it. I'm surprised they got that one wrong. JPS, y'all got to get it together now. Let's see. I got to make this bookmark real quick. 19. Well, I'm trying to put the bookmark back, actually. Chapters 2. I'll put that later. We got one more in here, which is Jeremiah. No, it's not. I'm sorry. It's not Jeremiah. I was close to Jeremiah. It's in Psalm 145. Oh, gosh. Okay, so in Psalm 145, this book was, I think it was published way before they discovered the Dead Sea Scrolls, possibly. I'm not sure about that. Let me take that back. But they didn't put the restored verse back in the text in 145 because it's I think they call it an acrostic psalm, which means every verse begins with each letter of the Hebrew alphabet. So it's 21 verses, but the Hebrew alphabet has 22 letters, and they're missing in English, it would be the equivalent for the word, the letter N. So they're missing the noon in Hebrew. And in the Dead Sea Scrolls and other manuscripts, they found it. And some Bibles have restored it back to the text, but this one didn't. So you won't get that if you get this. But I think it does give you a... Let me verify. So it says at the bottom, though, it says a Qumran, I don't know what PSS is short for, but it says scroll reads, they will speak of your wonders for a certain part in here. I don't know what part, but I don't think, that's for verse 5. So that's not even about the missing verse. So now, but yeah, you won't get that in here. You won't get the missing verse restored. Just trying to check something. Okay. So those are some of the main verses I would go to in my reviews. I was trying to say something else. Why am I in Chronicles? Oh, that's just something else I was looking at. So the information in the back in the beginning, I guess I can go ahead and get. You know what I mean? The pages aren't too bright, by the way. This is my most used Tanakh because I have 3. Used to have 4, but this one, the pages aren't that bright. And I've had a condition where I couldn't at times read from pages that were too bright. So these were easier to read than other Tanakhs that I have. Just to give y'all an idea. So here's the copyright information and everything. I mean, the publishers is what I meant to say. So yeah, this one says at 2000 by Jewish Publication Society. And It says the Hebrew text is based on the Biblia Hebraica Stagratensaya, 1999 by the Jewish Publication Society. And it goes on and on and on. Just skimming to see if I need to read anything else in it. So you do get like the preface and all that information. So I'll read a little bit. I got some stuff highlighted. I don't know how much it is I'm gonna read. I probably just skim through a few. It might be like 19 pages of the, I think it's 20 something pages. So yeah, I'll just read some of it. All right, so it says preface to the 1999 Hebrew English edition. Here we go. So it says a court of law relies on witnesses to establish the facts of a case, but for those who seek the facts of the original biblical text, no first-hand witnesses exist. We have only a testimony of various manuscripts produced hundreds of years after the Bible's books were completed, and even if we had an autographed copy of, say, the book of Ezra, it would not answer all our questions, for it was created at a time 2,400 years ago, when writing was imprecise. Did I say that properly? I hope so. Imprecise. I lost my spot just that fast. Even before the invention of punctuation through the intervening centuries, scribes have figured out how to record the oral traditions more precisely. Oh, now I know how to properly say that word. Before it was imprecise. I think I said imprecisive. All right. Well, anyway, at the same time, I bet, during each transmission of the books from person to person, uncertainty has grown, for schools have sometimes disagreed on punctuation. Handwriting was what I was, but has not always been legible. And then it says, and every scribe has occasionally made mistakes in copying. I heard about that. Then it says, witnesses testifying in court often disagree. Little surprise then that the Bible's textual witnesses, farther removed from the original event, differ from each other in a wide range of small ways: spelling, punctuation, layout of poetry, and so on. Sometimes entire verses appear in only a few manuscripts. So which version is true? I'm surprised that's even in here. But then it says, this was the first question we faced in preparing our Hebrew text: the unbroken chain of uncertainty. Accuracy has been ensured via side documentation, part of what is called Masorah. This gives rise to a Masoretic text, a Bible that accords with the Masorah. Yet the number of details has been too vast for Masorah to address all room for disagreement, and the Masoretic notes have been neglected through the ages. Written in shorthand, they are often vague, and their own textual witnesses sometimes disagree. And their own textual witnesses sometimes disagree. I'm going to skim down to this part right here. It says, despite all these pitfalls, Bible scholars have always refined the text as they found it. Each expert begins with a different set of available manuscripts from scribes and varying and uncertain reliability. They each use different methods for resolving textual problems, so the experts come to different conclusions as to what is the best Bible text. Ironically, the result is a Bible whose text continually evolves, the changes being justified to preserve the accuracy of tradition. Thus, an early printed Bible edited in Italy by R. Jacob ben Hayim Ibn Adoniah, 1525 CE, reconstructed the work of the Tiberian textual tradition from 600 years earlier. His effort was impressive enough that soon afterwards, owners of old manuscripts all across Europe altered their parchments to match his newly authored book. As mistakes were corrected, new ones appeared. And then it says, R. Mere Letterist of Australia edited a Hebrew Bible first published in 1852 CE based on lists of corrections by experts who perceived mistakes in earlier editions. It became the standard Hebrew text among many Jews to this day. Yet, like all prior printed Bibles, it contained hundreds of its own typographical errors. Oh, man. It's interesting to read. So you also get it says editing for summary of Hebrew text. So you got information about the footnotes, scribal errors, transcription errors. Excuse me, let me just read this one. It says corrected hundreds of errors, BHS misreadings of its source manuscript, typos in BHS printing, and mistakes in BHS transcription onto computer. If I read that before, I do not remember that, but you get stuff like that. And that is kind of it for the preface that I'm going to read. I think this next part, it's another preface, but it says preface to the 1985 English edition. Okay. I don't think I read any of that. I don't have anything highlighted, so no, I don't think I read any of that. And then it gets into the Bible. Now the back, I don't know if it has any maps. That's good. I don't think so. Now that I think about it, I don't remember. I don't remember ever seeing any maps. But I know there's some stuff back here, but I don't think you get that. But it's cool because so many other Bibles give you maps anyway. I don't really see the point. So, I'm sorry. I just now saw the comments. My face has been down in the book reading, so I didn't see anything. My bad. Somebody said WSG. I don't even know what that is. Is that short for what's good, I guess? Shalom. I know what that means. All praise to Yahweh. Okay. And then he says, let me join the live, bro. I'll probably do another live and we can go. I don't want to keep this video too long for this particular deep review, you know what I mean? But I'll tell you what, I can make another live after this and then we can get on here and just do whatever we want to do. But let me finish this last little bit of this. I don't even know if you're still here, by the way. I just saw all your comments. All right, but let me finish. So at the end of the book, though, it says it's a guide to the footnotes, which is definitely needed. Some stuff I highlighted. So you got stuff in here like the Khatib, you got the Akkadian, and it says that Akkadian, some of y'all already know, but I'm gonna just read. It says an ancient Semitic language spoken in Mesopotamia, its chief dialects were Babylonian and Assyrian. And it got the Masorah, which I need to be educated on what that is, because I know I read it before, but I forgot, or I probably read it, but I forgot. It says the Masorah, the text of the Bible as transmitted with vowel signs in that sense. And they got the Peshitta, the Mishnah, the Curie, so it tells you what the Peshitta is and all that. They got the Rashbam, the Rashai, the Sadia, the Septuagint, the Syriac, Targum, the Vulgate, and more. And then we got, okay, so it's an English guide to the footnotes, and then it's a Hebrew guide to the footnotes, which I just realized that. And I saw this the other day, but for some reason it's sticking to my mind now for some reason, I'll tell you. So we do got, it'll tell you about the Aleppo Codex, which is another manuscript in the Masoretic Texas, because it's more than one. It tells you about that. It also tells you about the Leningrad Codex, and which is the main one everybody uses. Then it tells you about another one. Let me see what this one is. It says a version that differs from our codex, a variant in other Masoretic manuscripts, or in a proto-Masoretic Qumran Dead Sea Scroll. Yeah, I don't remember that one, but okay. And it also has a table of scriptural readings. It'll probably be better off of me showing that than trying to read that. What else we got? I think it's something else back here. If that's it, then we do have another one. It's an index of Torah readings, and that's it. No maps. But it's so many other Bibles give you maps, so I mean that's not a big deal to me. New Israelites says, I have a channel also on Tanakh only. Okay. Well, hey, if you still want to join me live, I can come right back and we can do that, because that was just specifically for the what you call it, the deep review, and I might redo the deep review, but this was just also a test run for me. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Peace be to the saints. That was the JPS Hebrew English Tanakh, a deep review, but it wasn't really that hard to do. And at first it was like, how am I gonna do it? Because I've never done a review on this book at all, and like to just do a deep review. So I was like thinking to just do a live one and test it out. So this was a practice for me. But hey, New Israelite School, I'll be right back with another live, and then we can do whatever we want to do. All right, I'll be right back.